Hi, I'm Dr. John Melmed, and I want to tell you a little secret about weight loss. And the secret concerns insulin. I'm sure you've all heard of insulin. If you haven't, insulin is a hormone that is produced by your pancreas in response to eating anything sweet. In other words, carbohydrates, whether it be candy or sugar, fruit, vegetables, any food item that contains carbohydrates, your body produces insulin to control the sugar level in your blood. Most people do not know that insulin has another important function. It's a very potent storer of fat. So if you had, for example, only a carbohydrate meal, fruit and vegetables for dinner or breakfast or whatever it is, insulin is produced and your sugar is controlled. If you have a fatty meal, only fat such as meat, a hamburger, only the meat, or the chicken, or the fish, or whatever it is, no insulin is produced. Why? Because there was no carbohydrate. And you do not gain weight, therefore, when you have only a fatty meal or only a carbohydrate meal. But if you combine the two and you have a carbohydrate and something with fat in it, such as ice cream, because with ice cream, there's the sweetness of the sugar and there's the fat of the cream. If you have both of those, insulin is produced because you've had the carbohydrate. Insulin will control the sugar levels in your blood because you had the sweet ice cream. But there's also the fat in the ice cream. So the insulin, remember I said, stores fat. So if you've had a fatty meal with carbohydrate, the insulin will control the sugar and it will store the fat. Therefore, it's much harder to control your weight and you have an increased risk of gaining weight. So the secret to weight control, have only a carbohydrate meal. There's no fat, so the fat is not stored. Or you can have only the fatty meal, meaning meat, for example, and you'll also not gain weight. Why? Because there's no insulin to store the fat that you've just had. That diet, the high-fat protein diet, is also called the Atkins diet. And people lose weight tremendously on that because there's no insulin produced. But that diet is something that cannot be sustained. It will kill you. Whereas a purely carbohydrate diet, that can sustain you for the rest of your life and your weight will be controlled. So I hope this helps you, gives you some guidance as to how to control your weight. I'm Dr. John Melmed. Give us a call and we'll be glad to consult with you if you have a weight problem.